Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Glad to be here. Hold on just a second. I want to check something on, make sure everything's working on our stream this morning. Keep that up there, Sam. I want to talk about that, but I just want to make sure everything's working here on the stream. Okay. Let me stay with something here. Sorry about that. I just want to double check and make sure fyntv.com is playing, folks, so please excuse the delay here. Okay. I don't have it playing, but is our stream red?
Yes.
Do you have FYNTV playing on your computer?
It does not show that it is.
Okay. Let me know out there, 706-889-9700 if fyntv.com. We are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and Sam has that live there. But if fyntv.com is not coming through for you this morning, let us know. So let me refresh and check this out. Okay. Let us know this morning. We're going to stay with it. We got a red stream?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to stay with it. Let us know this morning if fyntv.com is coming through for you. Some people watch it. We stream 3 different ways. We stream through fetchyournews.com Facebook page. We go through the Facebook page, and we also in our YouTube page, YouTube, and then also through fyntv.com. So if you are good on fyntv.com, please send me a message out there this morning and let me know, okay? So anyhow, I'm sitting at the bar last night. Well, I was sitting at the bar. And somebody says to me, what's the show going to be about tomorrow? I said, I don't know. And, you know, there's so many days that when I start the day, the show changes at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm not 100%. Yes, I was sitting at the bar. The bar was at Blue Jeans Pizza, if you must know, in Blue Ridge. Went to a very nice birthday party last night. Really enjoyed it. Got together with friends. And so I said, you know what I like to do at the bar is I do not drink. So I get a glass of water about this tall and get a glass of water and twist a lemon there and the little straw. And I sit there, and throughout the night, you know, I knock down, you know, 5 or 6 glasses of water. And I know there's people through there that really think I can hold my liquor, you know. So we're good? Well, Sam gives me a thumbs up. Now, Sam, there's something I want you to make a note of now, okay? And I want you to note it, and make the note now, and I want the viewers out there. We are going to do a Donald Trump 100-day special, okay? 100-day. We're going to produce something very good with his accomplishments, some of his best clips from his speeches, some of the best clips from his state address to the nation and the joint session of Congress speech, because I'm going to tell you now, it will not be pretty on day 100 with the media. Donald Trump's day 100 will not be a pretty sight. It's going to be rough. I mean, I watched this weekend, and I'm going to show you, not today, but when we get close to it. So if you're out there and you're saying, give this guy a chance, Donald Trump's been in office 72 days. President Donald Trump's been in office 72 days, 19 hours, 19 minutes, and 20 seconds. 21, 22. Because that's the way the media is looking at it. Oh, he's been there 26 seconds. He's bound to have tweeted something out outrageous. But he's been there 72 days, 19 hours, and 19 minutes. Now, if you happen to be on the other side, It is 1,387 days, 14 hours, and 53 minutes until he leaves. So whichever one you like, okay? I was watching Bill Clinton's first 100 days, and Tom Brokaw, now did we not find out, Tom Brokaw was doing the walk through the White House with Hillary and Bill, and the most I got out of this 6-minute interview, they discussed how Chelsea was adjusting. Just saying. Okay? So mark your calendar now. On day 100, I told Sam, write this down. We are going to start working now on producing a show just dedicated to day 100 like you will not see anywhere else. Okay? Nowhere else. It's not going to be pretty. All right. So I want to thank, I'm going to play a video later, probably about 9:45. Sam, you don't have this one yet. I got to find it. But a nice video that Elaine up in Blairsville, I want to thank you very much, one of our viewers up in Blairsville, Elaine. I want to thank you for sending that video down. Adam Housley broke a very big story, okay? Some of the questions I want to ask this morning. Where's Obama's spokesperson now? Where is the spokesperson now? Where's Obama been lately? How come no comments, okay? You know, I watched all 4 morning shows. Now, I'm going somewhere in a minute with everything I'm doing. But I watched all 4 morning shows. I do it. I watch NBC, and I watched, I'm sorry. I need to back up. Because I think to stay in stride with the media, I was supposed to open the show with some really dark music, and I was supposed to say a White House under the Russian cloud. The suspicion of Russia's ties to the White House. I was supposed to do all those little things that they do, you know, because it's gloom and doom out there, folks. It's absolutely gloom and doom if you turn some networks on. We'll go over that in a minute. But I watched MSNBC yesterday, Chuck Todd. I watched Martha Raddatz. Why won't they take this lady off the show? So George Stephanopoulos, he's not in, which, you know, I enjoy to call him George Snuffleupagus, but Snuffleupagus, or whatever his name, he's not in yesterday. So Martha Raddatz is in there. Chuck Todd. Dickerson, I watched him, and I watched Chris Wallace. And I find out something yesterday, nothing really new, because we know Chris Wallace on Fox is a Democrat. We know that. Okay, but you really want to get Chris Wallace hot under the collar, discuss EPA and climate change. Wow, did he go after Scott Pruitt. But all 4 shows, even Fox, there was one name that was missing. Even Fox. Get ready to put her name up. Evelyn Fargus. Okay? Evelyn Fargus. Remember, Evelyn Fargus is the one that really messed up with Minka Brzezinski, or whatever her name is, okay? Minka Brzezinski. She really messed up in an interview on MSNBC and said, you know what, no, they would have found out our sources and our methods, and yeah, they were under surveillance. This Evelyn Fargus, a high-ranking official in the Obama administration, messed up and admitted to the White House, links to the White House of Trump and his transition team being under surveillance. And not one show this weekend. If you watched MSNBC, now I do not watch CNN, I refuse to. But if you watch MSNBC, CBS, Fox, and ABC, you watch any of those 4 shows, because I watch all of them. And I take notes. I take about 6 pages of notes. And I watched for this name. Fargus never brought up. You know, I think she is the sister of another Fargus that I want to talk about later. I think she's a sister of another Fargus. Talk about that later. Never brought up this lady. Not once. Okay? So we're gonna plan our 100-day Trump special. Joe Scarborough this morning. Trump is stupid, a stupid man. Trump's disorders. They wanted to talk about Donald Trump's disorders. He's not well, is what they said this morning. Any CEO would have been fired by now. His staff is afraid of him. They plan to go in the room. How's Joe know this? They plan to go in the room and talk to the president, and they just can't do it. They're going to go in there. They're all set up to go in there and tell the president of the United States, hey, they just can't do it. The next election will require competence. Okay, this is Morning Joe, okay? Who would have thought it was going to be this bad? The gloom and doom of America. Now, this one got me. All the president does is watch TV and tweet. That's what he said. Joe Scarborough this morning, MS, all the president does is watch TV and tweet. Now, if all the president does is watch TV and tweet, you know what I would like to do? I want to know. I want to know what kind of cartoons he watched. I'm serious as can be. If this guy is watching TV and tweeting all day long, what kind of cartoons? I mean, I really think that Donald and I think we both would like watch Speed Racer and stuff like that. Yeah, really cool. I think we would. I think we would watch Speed Racer and his brother Racer X, and then you got Chim Chim and you got Spritle, and then you have the only time you can have a sister named Trixie, okay? But anyhow, let's move along and not have so much fun this morning. But that's the only thing they say the president does. But he found time yesterday to move away from the TV and play golf. So who's he playing golf with? Sam's got it, right, Sam? You know. There it is. He's playing golf with Rand Paul. Huh, interesting. He wasn't playing. He's not watching TV. He's playing golf with Rand Paul. We'll talk about that a little later. You think Rand Paul comes off the course and says, hey, we're getting a little closer. All the media is talking about is Donald's war with the Freedom Caucus, and they're tweeting back, and, you know, they're disconnected. I don't know about all that. We'll talk about that Freedom Caucus. And that's Rand Paul. He played golf with. Did you hear that in the media this morning? Did you hear that on any of the morning shows? Should it not have opened some of the morning shows? Hey, President Trump trying to work things out for the American people and get rid of this disastrous Obamacare. So Rand Paul, senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, that has been named the great senator, the #1 senator right now, Rand Paul, for conservatives, called it Obamacare light. Trump's reaching out to Republicans that do not agree with him maybe. And he's saying, what do we got to do to get a deal? And he's playing golf. He's negotiating. I would think that could be front page news. But instead, I will get to that later. Well, yesterday, I was at the bar last night. Have I told you 3 times I was at the bar? I mean, I was. I'm sitting at the bar last night, and I'm trying to read. This is something I don't encourage people that. Just be careful when you read some of these articles, all right? The LA Times editorial board has decided what they need to do is a 4-part series on Donald Trump. And part 1 I read last night sitting at the bar as I was watching, was it South Carolina beat Mississippi State in the girls' college championship. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, our dishonest president, part 1. Our dishonest president. Now, part 2 is up today. I have not read that, Why Trump Lies. But our dishonest president, the Times editorial page, it was no secret during the campaign that Donald Trump was a narcissist and a demagogue who used fear and dishonesty to appeal to the worst in American voters. So if you voted for Donald Trump, he appealed to your worst. So look when you were at your worst time in life is when you went in and pulled the lever for Donald Trump. That was the worst, lowest, darkest point in your life when you voted for Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Okay, having too much fun. Now, I'm going to take a break and set the show up on this. Okay, now, I haven't got the aluminum foil out. I haven't, okay? Don't get nervous. I mean, I'm not making the tin hat. I'm cautious on conspiracy. But let's say this. At 6:30, bridge catches on fire. Crackhead, right? Crackhead's under the bridge, and he invites 2 more crackheads. And they get the glass pipe out, okay? And just for some reason, after they take a couple puffs, right, that they're going to take their old shopping cart because they're homeless, and they're going to light a chair on fire and watch it burn. I can see that, crackheads. I mean, that could be entertainment, right? So I don't know. I'm reading the story. So they're going to watch a chair burn. And the next thing you know, from a timeline of 6:30, this structural bridge, okay, is engulfed in the kind of flames that create the kind of heat that 6:30 it basically starts, 7 o'clock it collapses, and by 8, fire department has it all out, and thankfully, no one's hurt. Just saying. Just saying. So I'm just saying. I mean, hey, just saying. Interesting, huh? I know. I've already seen some things on Facebook where, you know, people are upset because of what they call conspiracy theory. So another thing we want to do today is we want to talk about the 6th Congressional District. And I want to remind you just for a minute that the nation is looking at the 6th Congressional District special election to replace Tom Price, HHS Secretary now. All right? Oh, by the way, for those of you Monday through Friday that always enjoy out there the inability that I have to pronounce some words. See, I'm looking at this fire and I'm thinking, you know, plastics. Because I used to sell polyisoanurates. See, you didn't know I could say that. I just had to go back. Anyhow, so, Ossoff, I told you this last week. I don't want you to get upset in this segment. Because what happens all too often is I talk to the 5 percenters, all right? And I'm going to give you the 5 percenters. I talk to the 5 percenters, all right? Meaning the 5% that really pay attention. You pay attention to what's going on, you read the articles, you stay up on what's happening, you don't fall for the 30-minute news cycle or the ABC, NBC fake news. You don't fall for any of that. That's the 5 percenters that are really zeroed in. Then that starts to stretch out that percent. So the independents, who these commercials really attract is not you, the 5%, not you, the 7%, that you're focused on what you're going to do. You know who Nancy Pelosi is. You know the danger of the left. You know George Soros. Look, you watch Water's World. You used to watch on Jay Leno used to do jaywalking. You watch those. Go out here and stand on the sidewalk and ask somebody, say, hey, do you know, hey, you, come over here. You know who George Soros is? You know Soros? You know him? You know Pelosi? You got to know Pelosi. You know Schumer? Chucky the Clown? Where's my Chucky the Clown picture this morning? I mean, you got to know Chucky the Clown. You know Chucky? There's Chucky the Clown. Chucky, right? Do you know Chucky? You know, they don't know who these people are. They don't know that this clown on my screen right now said yesterday, well, what we got to do is we really need to pull Gorsuch and get a mainstream candidate we can all get behind for the Supreme Court. Really? Anyhow, folks, I'm going to take a break. We're going to talk about that 6th Congressional District. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So before we go to break, Sam, easy on the trigger there, okay? Easy, I can see it coming. Did anybody watch the basketball games? No, it's 50-50. I wanted to see a South Carolina-North Carolina game, UNC, just for the fun of it. You know, tune in tonight and you got South Carolina and North Carolina. It's been a lot of fun. But, you know, South Carolina was a 7 seed, and, you know, Gonzaga, South Carolina stayed in the game. They stayed in the game to the end, you know, right up to the end. So, but Gonzaga goes to the championship game tonight. Now, Meeks with UNC. All right, I got this is my UNC Tar Heel Coke bottle here. 81-82, Worthy, James Worthy was on the team. Michael Jordan, I've had that since 1982 there. Cap is rusted, my UNC bottle. Meeks, the team, right to the buzzer. Right to the buzzer. I got to give it to Oregon. The Oregon Ducks went the distance. They played great in the March Madness tournament. Went the distance. Right to the buzzer they played. So, hey, those are the breaks. And tonight, UNC Gonzaga. I picked UNC from the beginning of my bracket. I picked them to move all the way to the championship. Roy Williams, Meeks, Luke May, the rest of the guys. So that's tonight. The national championship. I think that's pretty much all I have to announce, like going through here. Oh, just to remind you, Trump's only been in office 72 days, 19 hours, 36 minutes, and 7 seconds. But if you're waiting for him to get out of office and you feel he's only going to be a one-term president, he's got 1,387 days, 14 hours, and 36 seconds. Now, 36 minutes. Now, I actually think that he will be a 2-term president. I predict he will be a 2-term president. I have done the research, looked at it. You have too. Reagan had a recession. Okay, I love Ronald Reagan. He had a recession. Reagan had high unemployment. Reagan had to make some things happen to get the engine, the economic engine of this country moving. So relax. It's been 70-some days. Trump's okay. But I think it's 13 hours and 87 days and 1,387 days and 14 hours and 35 minutes of pure torture for Chuck Todd, Martha Raddatz, and all of those out there just can't take it. It's driving you crazy. Well, we're here. We have no cloud over us. There's no Russian cloud. There's no gloom and doom. But when we come back, let's talk about that bridge fire in Atlanta. Just something about that. Take us to break, Sam. We'll be back on the other side of these commercials.